Hi guys, another day, another Tory who doesn't understand inflation and the cost of living crisis. So the new MP for Uxbridge, which is the old seat left over by Boris Johnson when he was too spineless to fight a by-election, its new MP Steve Tuckwell claims in this promotional clip that Rishi Sunak has halved inflation, and that means he can start dishing out tax cuts. He then contrasts this with the Labour Party, who seem to be promising tax increases or something. Have a listen.
From this month, thousands of people across Uxbridge and South Ruislip, and indeed millions across the United Kingdom, will benefit from tax cuts generated by the Conservatives. This is thanks to our Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who's been focusing relentlessly on halving inflation, which has helped with the cost of living crisis. This is in stark contrast to the Labour Party, who said they will spend £28 billion, which will need to be paid for by raising our taxes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. He doesn't understand how inflation works. Why do I have to keep explaining this? When the rate of inflation goes down, it doesn't mean that prices go down. It means that prices go up, continue to go up, but at a slower rate. So having inflation does not help with the cost of living crisis. How can it help with the cost of living crisis if prices are still going up? We're not talking about deflation here. We're talking about inflation. Now, he also said, well, congratulations to Rishi Sunak for halving inflation. Well, last year, Rishi Sunak said, when inflation was in double figures, nothing to do with me, nothing to do with the Tory government, nothing to do with Brexit. Global factors. It was all down to global factors. Now that inflation has halved and is actually below that target, it's all down to Rishi Sunak and his government policies. Isn't it interesting that Rishi Sunak cannot point to one individual policy that has resulted in bringing down inflation? I've yet to hear him explain how any of his policies have resulted in reducing inflation. He said, yeah, our policies are reducing inflation, but which policies and how? And unfortunately, the journalists never ask him that. Now, when it comes to taxes, once again, this guy doesn't understand how taxes work. National insurance, what he's talking about here is national insurance. National insurance, I believe, was a pledge to reduce national insurance before all of this. So Rishi Sunak is reducing national insurance as a direct result of inflation, but national insurance was due to drop anyway before all of this, which makes no sense. Or maybe I'm missing something. But also, national insurance is not a tax. It's not like income tax or VAT. When you increase certain taxes, it increases the price of goods. If you reduce certain taxes, you put more money in people's pockets. But national insurance is not like that. Now, either this guy doesn't know it or he's pretending not to know it. And finally, when he attacked Labour here, let me see if I can bring it up here. Labour want to spend 28 billion on green projects. Well, this would actually help the economy. This would boost growth, because when the government spend money on infrastructure, on resources, on research and development, on renewable energy, things like this, it actually creates jobs. So if you boost money into the economy, that will actually create jobs. What the Tories want to do is cut taxes. What they want to do is reduce services. They want to reduce the size of the state. They want the government to be hamstrung when it comes to investing. What you need to do is increase taxes on the people who can afford it. If you want to reduce taxes on people who can't, that makes sense as well, putting more money in people's pockets. But that's not the real issue at the moment. The real issue is, of course, the cost of living crisis. You need to stimulate growth. You need to create jobs. And the Tories are going in the opposite direction. They're cutting taxes for their mates. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.